Your personal opinion, what show is better, Martin or Fresh Prince?
I don't know what to say.
Well, obviously, I picked Fresh Prince because I was writing on it, and I was a part of it. A lot of it was my work.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
All right, something a little lighthearted. And we'll get right to it. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air versus Martin. What was the better show? We'll talk about it right now on Doing It for GP.
You can't handle the truth.
As a whole becomes a part, I strike to burn, and the flame returns.
Here's Johnny.
Welcome back to the channel. Your boy Mac back with some thoughts, with some opinions, with some reactions. Wipe your feet off as you come in. Hit the like button if you so choose, and hopefully you stay a while. Shout out to the supporters. And with that said, let's take this walk. All right, before I give my opinion and start the discourse, here's comedian Alex Thomas, who worked as a writer on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Your personal opinion, what show is better, Martin or Fresh Prince?
Well, obviously, I picked Fresh Prince because I was writing on it, and I was a part of it. A lot of it was my work. But just so people know, too, so it's very clear, because there's a lot of people don't know this. I get this question on golf courses. So you're the one that wrote The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? No, I'm not by myself. Every TV show you have ever seen in the history of TV, there is a team of writers. It's usually like 8 to 9 writers. So I was never by myself. You know, it'd be like, you know, Michael Jordan can't say he won by himself. No, he played in a team sport. Kobe, rest in peace, played in a team sport. You know what I mean? This ain't golf. You don't do it by yourself. You know what I mean? So there was some incredible writers, and I learned from all of them. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to that question, obviously, Fresh Prince, because I was closer to Will. I was around him every day, and I wrote for him. So, but I loved Martin to death. One of the funniest dudes. You know, it's just kind of like if you ask me a hip hop question. Who do you think was better, Biggie or Pac? Okay, I was a West Coast dude, so obviously, you know, Pac was more near and dear to me, but I loved Biggie also. Biggie was incredible. Biggie goes down as one of the greatest rappers, spitters of all time, creativity, everything. You know, it's a preference thing. You get what I'm saying? So Martin was funny as hell. Martin, there's no way around it, but just to say, Martin was a real funny nigga. And whereas Will, way more universal. Way more white people liked Will than Martin. It's not a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. When we got our ratings, every week, we would usually get our ratings every Tuesday, right? So you would see why Will's ratings were so huge. And I'm just being real. I'm just being honest. So people don't think I'm talking out the side of my neck. I was there, right? You would see how Martin had the super high ratings in all the black cities. It is what it is. You know, that's like, we love Charlie Wilson. White people like Elvis. You get what I'm saying? There's certain, there's culture differences, right? So when you looked at Martin's ratings, incredible numbers in all the black cities because he was a real nigga, right? Will had high ratings places you wouldn't even think black people exist. Remember, it was NBC, there was Fox. NBC is as big as it got, meaning we're getting numbers in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island. There's black people that live in Wyoming. There's black people that live in South Dakota. No, that was...
Yeah, so I thought he made great points. In a nutshell, Martin was successful in the black community and the Fresh Prince was successful everywhere else. But it didn't mean Martin wasn't great. And, you know, here's where my personal opinion comes in. You could tell that while the Fresh Prince was a more serious show, you could learn from when Chocolate Aunt Viv was there particularly. You could tell that the jokes were written by writers that necessarily weren't from the culture. They weren't terrible. They were just like... Yeah.
Don't run too far. I don't feel like running very fast today.
But again, the community still loved it because of the black aesthetic. Martin, now, on the other hand, was straight Def Comedy Jam shit, censored. Just straight to the comedy. There's definitely classic episodes, but the plots definitely took back seats to the bits. It was ridiculous, but you loved it at the same time. Like that Chilligan's Island episode pisses me off, but yet has me rolling still to this day. Now, when the Fresh Prince brought some of that Fox level comedy to NBC, Bringing writers like Alex Thomas in, it became the perfect blend for audiences. And that's why I go with the Fresh Prince. It was just a better mix of comedy and sitcom drama. Plus, Will Smith threw himself into that role of himself. That Martin was coming to work high by season 3, 4, which also lends to my choice. But what do I know? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe if you like the content, hit the notification bell. And with that said, hopefully you've been entertained and informed while passing this precious time that we all have. And hopefully I've earned your sub. I go by the name of Mac. This has been Doing It for GP. Till next time.
I can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here.
Never did me, I spit the truth. Call you aware, fear-driven niggas get the boot. All of you squares couldn't fit up in my circle. All of us rare and will hurt you severe. Slow your roll, nigga, patience is a virtue. Yeah, and a nigga bite any bark. When I black out, how you gon' hide in the dark?
Personal opinion, what show is better, Martin or Fresh Prince?